together right along. Thought you was spot, now you don't never gotta go. I'ma drop the jewels on them. You gotta go through this shit here with your heart. You can't snoop.
Woo. Tell me y'all caught this episode of P-Valley, episode 5. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to do a quick recap, but it had me in my feelings. Let's get into it. We find out that Gidget, Derek, and Keyshawn all meet in high school. Keyshawn is trying out for the cheer team. Derek and Gidget are already on the team. She does not do so well at tryouts. She decides to sit down on the sidelines, and this football player comes up and basically makes fun of her for her dark skin when he's dark himself, so I don't know what that was about. Derek overhears the conversation and tries to stick up for Keyshawn. As he turns his back, the football player spits on him. So what does Derek do? We knew it was about to go down. He beats him up and 2 other football players. So we find out that Keyshawn doesn't make the cheer team, and Derek tries to make her feel better. He listens to her. He takes her out to a diner, and he tells her where he would take her out on their first date. He even surprises her with a custom-made blue dress that fits her perfectly. They go to the school dance. After the dance, he tries to take her home on time so her dad won't be mad, but Les is crazy, and they end up in the backseat of his car. When she gets home, her evil stepmother is downstairs, and she actually tries to give Keyshawn some advice or a warning about being a man's Barbie doll. Now, I want to know why she was downstairs looking sad. Looks like she was drinking on some wine. Did she find out some bad information about her husband? Did she find out he was cheating on her? And speaking of Barbie doll, we see that in the beginning of the episode, Rome tries to make her try on these different wigs and wants her to try on these stripper heels. It's like he's wanting to dress her up as his own Barbie doll. I like how Wody made the comment about her hair, about the wig, and says that he likes her natural hair, the hair that grows out of her head. So after all that less in the backseat of the car, we find out that Keyshawn is pregnant with Derek's baby. She makes a comment to him that she doesn't like the baby clothes that he got for her, and she wonders why his parents are not helping them out. He tells her that his mom thinks she's a gold digger and that he regrets getting her pregnant. Meanwhile, Keyshawn is still working while she's pregnant, taking care of him, putting gas in his Prius, buying him food. Well, that upsets him, and he goes into this rage, and he basically chokes her. We do later on find out, well, in the beginning we find out that his dad is actually beating him up, so maybe that's where he got it from, thinking that it was okay to hit people. Maybe his dad hit his mom, and maybe that's why he thinks it's okay, but that's how we find out that, okay, this is learned behavior. So it flashes back to when Keyshawn is dropping the bag of money off to Rome. Now, I wonder if that was all the money that was on the floor when she was making like a snow angel with all the money. I wonder if that was all the money. I would have kept it with me in my room. I don't know why she has to bring him all the money, but they're getting ready to go to a party. She's in the bathroom trying on her clothes. Rome walks in with his phone and his robe open and with his flash on his phone. And at this moment, I'm like, girl, get out of that room. Get out of there. Grab that bag of money and leave. This is not good. He is showing her his true colors. And he's showing her everything. So yes, he's showing her everything that he has under that robe. She's not feeling it. She's not having it. She is strictly business. She may look pretty, but she's smart. Okay, she tells him that, what are you doing? Like, put the robe up. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to work. We're here to get money. He's pressuring her to have sex with him, looking at her up and down. He tells her that she owes him for everything that he's done for her. She tries to walk away, but he follows her into the room. He threatens to put Little Murder on blast for being gay. He has a video on his phone of Little Murder and Big T. She just knows that this is going to end bad. But again, she wants to go. I don't blame her. I would have found something to hit him with. He just gives me the creeps. At first, I really thought he was a good guy in season 1. But then I look back, I'm like, nah, he's creepy. He's creepy. He calls her a hoe. She gets pushed onto the bed. He tries to rape her. She tries to get away by scratching him. She kicks him and he falls to the ground. And he grabs at her shoe. While he's on the ground, the camera kind of focused on her shoe, and it kind of reminded me of when Cinderella lost her shoe, her glass slipper, I guess. And she's running out the door, and it flashes back to when she's banging on her dad's door to get away from Derek. So who opens the door? Her evil stepmother opens the door, and Keyshawn's trying to come in. Her stepsister is at the top of the stairs looking down like she wants to help her, but there's nothing she can do. The stepmom doesn't want her around her daughters, and Keyshawn asks, well, what does my dad think about that? And stepmom says that he agrees, that she doesn't want them around each other. I think that's a lie. I don't believe that her dad wouldn't want her in the house. Comment down below what you think. So it flashes back to when she's leaving her dad's house because her stepmom wouldn't let her in. She goes back to Derek. He apologizes to her and buys her all these flowers and tells her, oh, I won't do it again. And look on her face is just saying, like, she knows that he's lying and that she doesn't have anywhere to go, so she has to stay with him. It then flashes back to Keyshawn banging on the door, and Wody opens the door. He's like, what's going on? She's half naked, crying. She tells him that Rome played her and that he was only after one thing, and that he knows everything about Little Murder and has a video. She tells him that she's done with this tour and that she just wants to go home. So we're back in the present, and Derek's in the kitchen cooking with the kids. He wonders why she's back so early from the tour, because Rome told him that they were going to do another week or 2. So she's, saying hey to the babies. One of the kids is on the floor. I think the baby's name is Jaden. And the baby's crying. So she decides to take him to the doctor. They find out that he dislocated his elbow. And the nurse looks at the baby's back, and there's bruises. So he's hitting the kids now. So she comes back home, and Derek's getting ready for an interview for a job that he's not going to get. He doesn't even care to ask what the doctor said. She shows him the paper, and he denies everything. She tells him, you can beat me, but you can't beat our kids. He's a baby. Why are you hitting him? Yes, babies cry, but you're supposed to comfort the child. He tries to turn around on her and says, well, you've been out on tour for weeks, and I've been taking care of the kids by myself. He tells her that that's what his dad did, and he doesn't see that there's a problem with him beating the kids. She again says, you're not going to beat my kids, and that's not right. You're nothing like your dad. He tells her, you can't tell me how to discipline my kids. She tells him she doesn't understand why he's going to this interview when he's not even going to get it. He punches her in the mouth and drags her by her hair and pins her up against the wall and grabs an iron. She begs him not to touch her face with the iron. She said, anywhere but my face. And I just felt so bad at that moment. I'm like, she knows. She's not scared anymore. Like, she's dealing with it, with the beating. She will take it as long as it's not on her face. And then he stops, and he's still mad. He's still yelling at her. And she's crying on the floor, bleeding, and the baby's crying in the background. I hope that in the next episode we see that she's packing up all her bags and taking the kids and going somewhere. As long as it's away from him, this has to be her last straw. It has to. Because he could have killed her. So Wody visits Rome at this dirty, musty-looking hotel with all these people. Half of them are naked and they're doing drugs, smoking, drinking, whatever. Rome doesn't know that he's in for a big surprise. Wody brings him a little party favor, and they do lines together. Rome starts to choke and feels lightheaded. Bodie's trying to get him to tell him what happened with Keyshawn. He's like, I don't know what happened. Yes, you do. You tried to rape her. And then, he's choking again and feeling lightheaded. Bodie asks him how does he want to be buried and shows him that it was actually laced with fentanyl. He says that he knows everything that happened with Keyshawn and that he just needs him to show him the video. He denies having the video, and Bodie does that wink, and Rome drops to the floor. And here's a side note. Do y'all remember towards the middle of the episode when they're at that, I don't know if it was like a prom or what, but it was Derek and Keyshawn and they're dancing and the song I'm in Love with the Coco comes on? Is that kind of like a reference to the ending when they're doing cocaine? Did y'all get that? I was like, oh, so the song is I'm in love with the Coco, like the cocaine? Or was it I'm in love with the Coco like Derek's in love with Keyshawn? Alright, make sure to comment down below what your favorite part of this episode was. It was crazy. I want us to have a little discussion in the comment section about this whole episode. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video. Bye, guys.